forward to item number 6 on the agenda.
I had found out that Eastern Credit Union had purchased the land in Church Hill that used to be the Mountaineer Restaurant land, which is across the street from our new facility there. We, as y'all know, have a little triangle of property that adjoins that and is on the south side of that road that cuts across through there. It is point 5, or I'm sorry, it's a little over half an acre. I don't know if I have the exact or not. Let me see. It is 0.54 acres. So I reached out to Eastman because I knew that, you know, we didn't really have any use for it. They said that they were interested, and they came back with an offer of $30,500. And I let it sit for a week or so and talk to some folks about what that really should be worth. I felt like it's worth more than that, and everybody I talked to said it was worth more than that. I sent back to them that if it were to be approved by the proper committees, et cetera, I didn't accept making county offers or accepting. I said if it would be approved by the proper committees, would they entertain a counteroffer of $70,000? And they said they would. So basically what I guess I'm seeking is your all's opinion as to whether or not we need to sell that for $70,000. Eric, as I understand it, it's our decision to do, right? This is just a housekeeping thing.
I believe it is.
Yeah, but you know, I just want you all to have input in it.
Hold on. Are you saying that it's the mayor's ability to sell the property unilaterally?
We're not sure, that's why I'm asking
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Just like we do any other property.
Yeah, we can see if it needs to be surplus first, but what I wanted to ask you all is do you all consider $70,000 a fair offer? It would certainly go toward putting a roof on that building when it's needed, that kind of thing, that everybody was worried about. So I'd always said we needed to look into selling that piece of property to invest back in the building that we have.
You talking about the whole triangle there at the intersection of Clark and maybe the little access road in front of the...
Yeah, it's marked off on here. Dean, pass those on there, please. Let me get one. And it could go in the record too, I suppose. There'll be an extra when it goes around, as long as the media doesn't cabbage up on it.
I'll make a comment on it. Having lived there and drive by that piece of property every day, if you go maybe, and I'm not sure how much of this property would fall into that, but I know when you look at the entrance off of 11W going in there, they have a very much a water problem with cattails going in there now, more of a swamp condition. And I'm not sure that it leads over into the county property that much, but it is over the embankment. If this county ever decided to build on it, it would be pretty difficult by it being below the road. And I'm talking about the road that's in front, that goes from North Central through over to the shopping center.
Well, and given that property isn't that usable as you're describing, and I truthfully can't remember if it's not a very usable piece of property.
If you go back to
We
the
could,
bank,
right, if we wanted to hold it for hoping that we've got more out of it, you may never sell it to somebody else, right? Yeah, so.
and in my opinion, only, I think that the $70,000 is a reasonable offer.
we have any idea, well, I guess we could look it up, what they paid for the 1.6 acres?
It's down on the bottom of the
$275,
first page.
I think it's, $275.
It's in my email back to the.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Once you sell it, it's gone.
And once we don't sell it, it's ours. Look at it both ways.
I don't think we need to get in a hurry.
Thank you.
What would be, so and I'm not in any rush to do anything, but what would be the advantage of not selling it right now if we have an interested buyer? And I'm not being a smart aleck, I truthfully just like your thoughts.
We've never did it for parking, because I felt there's plenty of parking where you've got it. It's not something we need to develop in a parking lot. I don't know of any use that we would have for it, really. It's that partial, the way it's up there.
The way it sits and the size of it probably is not, it's not gonna be very marketable except to somebody that wants the rest of that piece of property right there.
Any other thoughts?
Well, I think if they made an offer of 30, that was a start, and they more than doubled it, that they're really interested in wanting.
Well, if you look at it at price per acre, they paid $168,000 an acre for that road frontage property. They'd be paying us $129,000 an acre. Of course, it's not a full acre, so it's not that much, right? I mean, it's, and I don't know when they bought that plot, but
It's been within the last couple of months.
yeah, then it's, I don't know, I don't think that's an unfair offer.
From what I understand, it is, plays into their planning of how big of a building they can put on there and how many parking places they can have and things like that.
Probably helps their ingress and egress too.
Well, the other side of it is, when you look at it, when you go up there and physically look at the topo, when you come off of North Central, it's level going in. When you directly come off of 11W going the other way in, that's level, but when you get up to where the county owns, the further up you go, the side of the urgent care people, and along that road, it's under the road. And if they use it for parking, it would be, in my opinion, and they're cut off to the access to the back of that more with the veterinarian people. There's a little alleyway, they would have access there, but I don't see that they'd have any use for it other than ever for parking.
I think that was their intent. I can't speak for them, but I think their intent was to use it for parking. I personally don't feel like we could use it for anything that would require any parking, because once you put any kind of a structure on it, there's no room left for anything. We just ended up with it because of the purchase of that building, and that's the way that piece of property ran out into that corner.
You know, when we bought that building, one of the statements we made to the citizens is that when we bought the building, we would see what we could then sell off as a way to offset the cost of the building itself.
Yes.
So I feel like if we've got a reasonable offer, and we already told the taxpayers, some of which who weren't really the biggest fans of buying that building to start with, if we can at least entertain selling that piece of property so that we can stick to our word a little bit on that.
Well, another thing to consider
And add it to
is
the tax rolls.
at the back of that property, where the bank sits behind it, or where our building sits and behind it, there are a couple of level lots back there at the bottom of that too. If we ever needed to build anything, that would be available, or we could market it also. I don't know exactly what that's zoned, I imagine commercial, but if Churchill would switch that over to residential, there's probably a couple of good residential lots down there.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I agree with Jackson, this puts it back on the tax roll, which is gonna produce income, so I don't see that it would not be a good reason to go ahead and pursue purchasing.
could we put that money back in capital projects to replace, didn't we use capital projects money to do the repairs on the building?
We used ARPA money to purchase it.
But the roof repair was capital projects, was it or
Either way, I feel like that may be a good use, a good place to park the money.
Well, I think it should be designated toward improvement of that building as necessary.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think it should go back in the general fund. That's what you.
Right, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
yeah.
Both those are the building and the improvements of the building.
And there's no risk of us, where we used the ARPA money to purchase the building and now selling part of it, there's no risk of any, them coming back and getting the grant or nothing like that.
We asked that before, so or before about that. We recognize the loss of revenue on that, remember, so as long as it's used for governmental services. So, Mr. Mayor, is there any official action that you'd like us to take today?
If you want the full commission to vote on it, we could,
It's not gonna come up this month, it'd be next month, right? Or it could come up. as
or it
an
could come
order.
up as an out of order. I don't know that Eastman's in a real big hurry back. I mean, you can read on that.
You know,
email.
to add to that, in my opinion, they're probably your prime customer right now. I prefer slowing down over speeding up.
Okay.
So, could we just wait and hear it again at the next budget committee?
Yeah, that's your pleasure.
How does the rest of the commission feel, or the rest of the budget committee feel about that?
That's fair.
I can get back to them and tell them we're going to consider it next month, at next month's meeting.
I'm just thinking we've already got a few out of order resolutions.
Yeah.
It gives us all time to reflect on it a little bit.
Absolutely. That's what y'all want to do.
Is that
Totally
okay?
up to you.
You want a motion to table?
There's not a motion on the floor. We'll just hold off, and then if you'd like to write the resolution and put my name on it, I mean, I don't mind to do that, and
Okay.
then we'll hear it again at the next budget meeting.
Okay. I'll do
Can I have
that
one
and
question?
present that resolution next budget committee meeting, and you all support it full.
Yes.
And Mayor, you will update them as to what's.
Yes, yeah, I'll take care of
That,
that.
there is interest, we just want a little bit of time.
Yeah, I'll let her know.